This is Phil and David Ogilvie with Muddy Boot Wines. Today we have truck interview number 2. In our truck interviews, we ask one question regarding grape growing, wine making, or the wine industry in general. Today, I want to ask a question to my brother about verasion. See, when I grew up, I understood verasion as berries are changing color and they're getting softer, but I know that there's got to be so much more going on. I wonder if you can enlighten me.
Yeah, Phil, well, definitely grapes, when they go through verasion, they're changing color and they're getting softer. The way they get softer is there's more xylem flow in the wood. That means there's more water going into the berry instead of out of it. So the berries get just a little bit bigger and get softer. In red berries, you'll see a pronounced color change to red, and that's from anthocyanins that are getting a lot of color build up from sun exposure. And in white grapes, you don't really see a strong color change, but you do see a color change from a really bright green to a yellowish color. And as those varieties hang even longer, they'll get a more deeper yellow. So what else? The other thing that's happening is the acids are breaking down. The main acid that breaks down is malic acid, and when that breaks down, and malic acid is a really sharp acid. It's not really enjoyable to eat. And when that breaks down, though, it makes tartaric acid the prominent acid. And so tartaric is more enjoyable to eat. That's what you'll find on a lot of sour candies and stuff. And then on top of that, we have sugar accumulation also happening. So through photosynthesis, we're making sugar in the grapes that gets transferred into the berries. And through the weeks of ripening, you'll get more and more sugar to where 25% of the berry solids is actually sugar. And sometimes we let the grapes hang on the vine longer, and through dehydration you get even a higher concentration of sugar. Or we pick early. In the case of sparkling wine, you generally want to pick earlier and preserve some of that acidity. But that's definitely a winemaking preference on when to pick the grapes. So,
is there an end time in verasion, where verasion lasts a certain amount of time and then it just stops, or is it just continue more and more and more until you harvest?
Yeah, I would say it's more the latter. It continues until you harvest. Verasion it has a specific start time, but then and definitely berries don't necessarily get darker and darker the longer they hang, or they won't get softer and softer. But it definitely has a start point and continues on. That malic acid continues to break down, and xylem flow continues to happen, where you're building up water in that berry. But then as the berry gets bigger, you're also opening up the stomatal, or you're having open stomata that evaporates more out of the berries. So you do definitely get into an equilibrium berry size, which is different based on variety. But yeah, eventually you get to that sugar content that you want, and you decide to harvest.
So, verasion, the berries are changing color. Sugar is being introduced into the berry even more. We have malic acid breaking down, and this is kind of the exciting part of the season where we get closer and closer to harvest. That's our truck interview number 2, and look forward to, I think we should go into the vineyard and talk a little bit more about this on another In the Vineyard episode. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea.
See you soon.